On a bright and colorful planet far from Earth, a human named Alex stepped out of his spaceship. He had always dreamed of exploring new worlds, and today was finally the day. As he looked around, he saw tall trees with strange shapes and flowers in colors he had never seen before. The sky was a deep shade of purple, and the air smelled sweet and fresh. Alex took a deep breath and felt excited. He had heard stories about this planet from his team back home. It was said to be filled with unique creatures and interesting cultures. As he walked further into the lush landscape, he noticed small buildings made of shiny materials that glimmered in the light. They were different from anything he had seen on Earth. Suddenly, Alex heard laughter. Curious, he followed the sound. It led him to a lively marketplace filled with alien beings. They were selling colorful fruits and strange items. The atmosphere was full of energy, and Alex felt a thrill of adventure. As he wandered through the market, he couldn't help but smile at the sight of happy faces and vibrant colors. Then he spotted her. Lyra was unlike anyone he had ever seen. She stood tall with bright green skin that sparkled in the sunlight. Her eyes were big and round, shining like stars. She wore a flowing dress made of shimmering fabric that seemed to change colors with her movements. Alex felt his heart race as she caught his gaze. Lyra noticed him too. With a confident stride, she walked toward him, her expression curious and playful. "You are different," she exclaimed, tilting her head to the side. Her voice was musical, and Alex found it hard to look away. Yeah, I'm human," Alex replied, trying to sound casual. He felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. Lyra took a step closer, her eyes sparkling with interest. "What brings you to our world?" she asked, her tone teasing yet sincere. Alex was surprised by her directness, but he liked it. He quickly realized that Lyra was not afraid to speak her mind. "I'm here to explore and learn about new cultures," Alex explained, trying to sound confident. "I want to understand how your people live." Lyra smiled widely, showing sharp teeth that made Alex feel both fascinated and intimidated. "You humans take a lot, don't you? Always wanting to learn, always wanting more." She folded her arms and raised an eyebrow. "What makes you think you can just come here and take our secrets?" Alex felt a jolt of surprise. He hadn't expected such a bold statement from her. "I'm not here to take anything," he replied, defending himself. "I just want to share and learn. I think there's so much we can exchange." Lyra studied him for a moment. Then she laughed, a sound that rang through the marketplace like music. "You are brave, human. I like that." She stepped back, still smiling. "But do you think you can handle our ways? Our traditions are not for the faint of heart." Intrigued, Alex raised his chin. "Unwilling to try. Show me what you've got." He felt a rush of excitement at the challenge. He wanted to prove himself to her and to the people of this strange world. Lyra's eyes sparkled with mischief. "Very well. Let's see if you can keep up." She turned and gestured for him to follow. Alex quickly fell into step beside her, eager to learn more about this vibrant culture. As they walked through the market, Lyra pointed out different fruits and items, explaining their significance. "This is the fruit of joy," she said, holding up a bright yellow orb. "It brings happiness to those who eat it." She took a bite and offered it to Alex. He hesitated but then took a small bite. The taste was sweet and refreshing. "Delicious," he exclaimed, smiling. Lyra grinned, pleased by his reaction. They continued their tour, and Alex felt more at ease. The villagers watched him with a mix of curiosity and suspicion, but Lyra stood by his side, confident and proud. She told him stories about her people and their customs, laughing as they encountered some of the funnier traditions. "Your way of thinking is strange, human," she teased, her eyes twinkling. "But I like it. It's refreshing to meet someone who is not afraid of the unknown." As they walked deeper into the village, Alex felt a connection forming between them. Lyra was strong and fearless, and her laughter was infectious. He admired her boldness and the way she embraced her culture. He realized that she challenged him, and he enjoyed that. Just then, Lyra stopped suddenly, turning to face Alex. "You know," she said, leaning closer, "there is something about you that I find intriguing. I think I want to learn more about your kind." She smiled mischievously, and Alex felt his heart skip a beat. "Really?" he replied, surprised. "What do you want to know?" Lyra's smile widened. "Let's start with this. Your thing is mine now." She pointed at a small gadget on his belt, her eyes gleaming with excitement. Alex laughed, realizing this was the beginning of something extraordinary. The strange meeting had turned into an adventure he would never forget. As they stood there, surrounded by the bustling village, he felt a spark of excitement about what was to come. Learning about each other. After their exciting meeting in the marketplace, Alex and Lyra decided to spend more time together. Alex felt a strong pull towards Lyra's bold personality and her playful nature. Lyra was equally curious about Alex and his life as a human. They both knew this was the start of a unique friendship. The next day, Lyra invited Alex to her home. It was a small building made of smooth, colorful stones that shimmered in the sunlight. As they entered, Alex noticed the interior was filled with strange but beautiful decorations. There were glowing plants hanging from the ceiling and soft cushions on the floor. Lyra motioned for him to sit down on one of the cushions. "Welcome to my home," she said, smiling. "Make yourself comfortable." Alex settled onto a soft blue cushion, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. "I hope you like it," Lyra continued. "I wanted to share my world with you." She brought out a tray filled with fruits and snacks. "Try these. They are my favorites." Alex picked up a bright red fruit and took a bite. It was juicy and sweet. "Wow, this is amazing. What is it called?" he asked, wiping his mouth. "That's a zoli fruit," Lyra replied, her eyes shining with pride. "It is sweet and full of energy. It helps us stay strong." They spent hours talking, laughing, and eating together. Lyra shared stories about her people, their traditions, and their love for nature. Alex listened intently, fascinated by her tales. He learned that her species valued harmony with the environment, and they worked together to protect their planet. In return, Alex shared stories from Earth. He told Lyra about the cities, technology, and different cultures he had experienced. "We have many foods and customs, but we sometimes forget to appreciate nature," he admitted. "We need to learn more from other worlds like yours." Lyra nodded thoughtfully. "That is why you are here. We can teach each other." She leaned closer, her voice playful. "But remember, your ways may not always work here." "Fair enough," Alex replied, grinning. "I'm ready to learn." As the days went by, their friendship grew stronger. They explored the village together, visiting different places and meeting new aliens. Lyra showed Alex how to dance to their traditional music. At first, Alex felt clumsy, but Lyra encouraged him, laughing as they twirled and spun. "You have 2 left feet," she teased, but her smile showed she was having fun. Eventually, Alex found his rhythm, and they danced joyfully, blending their movements together. One afternoon, Lyra took Alex to a peaceful garden filled with beautiful flowers and shimmering pools of water. "This is where we come to relax and think," Lyra said, her voice soft. "It's a special place." They sat by a pool, watching the colorful fish swim gracefully. Lyra turned to Alex, her expression serious. "Tell me, what do humans desire most?" Alex thought for a moment. "We desire connection. We want to feel loved and understood," he replied. "But sometimes we struggle to find it." Lyra listened closely, her eyes thoughtful. "That is interesting. We feel the same way. Our bonds with family and friends are very important. We protect and care for each other." As they shared their feelings, Alex felt a deeper connection forming between them. He admired Lyra's perspective on life. She was wise and caring, and her passion for her people inspired him. One evening, as the sun set, Lyra brought Alex to a high hill that overlooked the village. The sky was painted in shades of orange and pink. "Look at how beautiful our world is," she said, her voice filled with pride. "This is what we fight to protect." "It really is beautiful," Alex agreed, taking a deep breath. The air was fresh and cool, and he felt a sense of peace. "I wish more people on Earth could see this." Lyra turned to him, her eyes shining with curiosity. "Do you miss your home?" Alex hesitated. "Sometimes, but I feel something special here. It's like I'm discovering a part of myself I didn't know existed." Lyra smiled gently. "You are brave for leaving your world to come here. Many would be afraid, but you came to learn and grow." Feeling the surge of confidence, Alex looked at Lyra. "And I'm glad I met you. You make me feel welcome and alive." Lyra laughed softly, her laughter like music. "Then let's make the most of this adventure together." They spent many evenings talking under the stars. Lyra taught Alex about the constellations in her sky, and Alex shared stories of Earth's myths and legends. They were creating their own story, one filled with friendship, laughter, and discovery. As they learned more about each other, Alex felt a bond growing between them. Lyra was not just an alien woman. She was a friend, a partner, and someone he deeply admired. Their differences made their connection even more special, and Alex realized he was falling for her. One day, while they were walking through the village, Lyra turned to Alex with a mischievous grin. "You know, human, I might want to claim more than just your gadgets," she said, teasingly. "Maybe I want your heart too." Alex felt his cheeks flush. "Well, you're off to a good start," he replied, trying to sound brave. Lyra laughed, and for a moment, the world around them faded. All that mattered was the connection they shared. As they walked hand in hand, Alex knew that he had found something incredible on this distant planet, something that would change his life forever. A tough challenge. As the days passed, Alex and Lyra's friendship grew stronger. They laughed together, shared stories, and explored the wonders of Lyra's world. However, Alex knew that to fully connect with Lyra and her people, he needed to prove himself. He wanted to show that he was not just an outsider, but someone worthy of being part of their community. One afternoon, as they walked through the village, Lyra stopped by a large gathering of aliens. "What's happening here?" Alex asked, curious. Lyra's eyes sparkled with excitement. "It's the Festival of Strength. Our people compete in challenges to prove their skills and bravery." "Can I join?" Alex asked, feeling a rush of determination. He wanted to show Lyra that he could be strong too. Lyra laughed, her voice light and playful. "You want to compete against my people? That's bold. But are you sure you're ready? Our challenges can be tough." "I can handle it," Alex replied confidently. "I've trained hard on Earth. I won't back down." "All right then. Let's see what you can do," Lyra said, her smile encouraging. They joined the crowd, and Alex felt both nervous and excited. The first challenge was a race through a maze filled with obstacles. The maze was made of tall, colorful plants that twisted and turned. Lyra explained the rules quickly. "You must reach the center of the maze first. The winner gets a special prize." Alex looked around, spotting the other competitors. They were strong and agile, but he felt a fire in his heart. He could do this. When the race started, Alex took off running, dodging the plants and jumping over barriers. At first, he struggled. The maze was confusing, and he stumbled a few times. Lyra's voice echoed in his mind, urging him to keep going. He focused on her encouragement and pushed himself to run faster. He could hear the other competitors behind him, but he refused to give up. As he neared the center, Alex spotted a tall alien in front of him. The alien was quick and agile, moving gracefully through the maze. Alex felt a surge of determination and pushed himself harder. With one last burst of speed, he sprinted past the alien and reached the center first. "I did it," Alex shouted, raising his arms in victory. The crowd cheered, and Lyra clapped excitedly. "You are strong, human," she yelled. Alex beamed with pride. He had proven himself in the first challenge. But there were more challenges to come, and he needed to keep his focus. The second challenge was a test of strength. Two competitors would face each other in a tug-of-war. Alex stepped forward, ready to take on any opponent. Lyra stood beside him, her eyes shining with pride. "Are you ready?" she asked, looking serious. "I'm ready," Alex replied, determination flooding his veins. His opponent was a large alien with powerful muscles. The crowd gathered, eager to watch the showdown. As they took their positions, Alex felt the tension in the air. He gripped the rope tightly and focused on his strength. The signal to start was given, and both competitors pulled with all their might. At first, the alien seemed to have the upper hand. Alex felt himself being pulled backward. He remembered Lyra's encouragement and dug deep. He planted his feet firmly on the ground and pulled with everything he had. Slowly, he began to gain ground. The alien struggled, and Alex felt a surge of energy. "Come on, Alex. You can do it," Lyra shouted from the sidelines. With one last effort, Alex pulled with all his strength. The alien stumbled, and Alex seized the opportunity. He pulled hard, and to everyone's surprise, he won. The crowd erupted in cheers, and Lyra rushed forward to congratulate him. "You did it. You're amazing," she exclaimed, hugging him tightly. Alex felt a warm glow of happiness. He was starting to earn the respect of Lyra's people. But the final challenge was the toughest of all. It involved a test of courage. Alex had to climb a tall, rocky cliff while facing various obstacles. The cliff loomed high above, and Alex felt his heart race. This was going to be a real challenge. Lyra stood beside him, her expression serious. "This will test your limits. Are you sure you want to do this?" she asked. "Yes, I need to prove that I can face any challenge," Alex replied, determination shining in his eyes. As he began to climb, Alex faced strong winds and loose rocks. His hands slipped, and he had to concentrate hard to keep going. With every step, he reminded himself of Lyra's belief in him. He could not let her down. Halfway up, he looked down and felt dizzy. The ground seemed so far away. Fear gripped him for a moment, but then he remembered why he was doing this. He wanted to show Lyra and her people that he was strong and brave. With renewed determination, he continued to climb. He found his rhythm, and soon he reached the top. The view was breathtaking: lush valleys, colorful flowers, and the bright sky stretched out before him. "I did it," Alex shouted, feeling a rush of joy. The crowd below cheered, and Lyra waved her arms excitedly. When he climbed down, Lyra rushed to him. "You are incredible, Alex. You faced every challenge and won," she said, beaming with pride. Alex felt a mix of emotions: joy, pride, and a deep sense of connection to Lyra and her people. "I couldn't have done it without your support," he replied, smiling at her. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in beautiful colors, Alex knew that this experience had changed him. He had faced challenges, grown stronger, and found a place in Lyra's world. More importantly, he had grown closer to Lyra herself. That night, they celebrated under the stars, surrounded by new friends and laughter. Alex realized that he had not only proven himself to the villagers, but also to himself. He was ready for whatever came next in this incredible journey. The contest day. The day of the big contest arrived, and excitement filled the air. The sun shone brightly, casting a warm glow over the village. Alex could feel the buzz of energy as he walked through the streets, surrounded by colorful decorations and happy faces. Lyra walked beside him, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "Are you ready for today?" Lyra asked, bouncing slightly on her feet. Alex smiled, feeling a mix of nerves and excitement. "I think so. I've practiced hard, and I feel ready to give it my all." "Good. Today will be a chance for you to show everyone what you can do. Just remember to have fun." Lyra encouraged, her voice full of support. The village square was filled with aliens, all gathered for the contest. Bright banners hung from the tall trees, and stalls offered food and drinks. The air smelled sweet and inviting. Alex saw many competitors, each one looking strong and determined. As they reached the center of the square, a large stage caught Alex's eye. It was decorated with flowers and colorful lights. A tall alien stepped onto the stage, raising his arms to gather everyone's attention. "Welcome to the annual contest of strength and courage," he announced, his voice booming across the square. The crowd cheered loudly, their voices echoing through the air. Alex felt a thrill of anticipation as he watched the crowd. He could see Lyra beaming with pride, and it made him feel stronger. The host explained the rules of the contest. There would be 3 main challenges, each designed to test strength, courage, and teamwork. The first challenge was a series of races. Competitors would have to run, climb, and jump through a course filled with obstacles. Alex felt his heart race as he watched the other contestants. They looked tough, but he was ready. When the signal was given, Alex sprinted forward, his feet pounding against the ground. He quickly maneuvered through the obstacles, remembering the training he had done with Lyra. She had helped him learn how to navigate the tricky course. As he ran, he felt the energy of the crowd pushing him forward. He could hear their cheers and shouts, which made him run even faster. The other competitors were close behind, but Alex focused on the finish line. Suddenly, he encountered a tall wall that he needed to climb. He had practiced this. He leaped up, grabbing the top and pulling himself over with all his strength. He landed hard on the other side, but he didn't slow down. The finish line was just ahead. With one last burst of energy, Alex crossed it, panting but filled with excitement. The crowd erupted in cheers, and Lyra rushed to his side. "You did it, Alex. You're amazing," she exclaimed, her eyes shining with pride. Feeling exhilarated, Alex waved to the crowd, but he knew there were more challenges to face. After a brief break, the second challenge was announced, a test of teamwork. 2 competitors would pair up and work together to move heavy rocks from one side of the square to the other. Alex and Lyra looked at each other, and he could see the determination in her eyes. "Let's do this," she said confidently. As they joined the other teams, Alex felt a sense of unity. They all wanted to prove their strength and skills. The host signaled the start, and Alex and Lyra worked together, lifting and carrying the heavy rocks. They communicated well, moving in sync as they passed the rocks between them. "Over here," Lyra shouted, guiding Alex to where the next rock needed to go. He could feel their teamwork growing stronger with each rock they moved. The other teams were fast, but Alex and Lyra kept pushing themselves. They encouraged each other, shouting words of support. "We can do this," Alex called out, and Lyra responded with a big smile. Finally, they finished moving their rocks and raced back to the starting point. The crowd cheered as they crossed the finish line together. They had completed the challenge, and the joy of teamwork filled the air. After a short rest, the final challenge was announced. It was the most difficult, a test of courage where contestants would face their fears. Each participant had to enter a dark cave and retrieve a special glowing stone. Alex felt a knot of anxiety in his stomach. He had never liked dark places, but he remembered Lyra's encouragement and the support of the crowd. He had to do this. When it was his turn, he took a deep breath and stepped into the cave. The darkness surrounded him, and he could hear the echoes of his footsteps. Fear tried to grip his heart, but he pushed it away. He remembered Lyra waiting outside, cheering for him. As he walked deeper into the cave, he spotted the glowing stone nestled among the rocks. It was beautiful, casting a soft light in the darkness. He felt a sense of calm wash over him as he reached for it. Suddenly, he heard strange noises, Whispers and rustling sounds. Panic surged within him, but he forced himself to stay focused. He grabbed the stone, feeling its warm glow in his hand, and turned to head back. The way out felt longer than before. Alex could hear the whispers again, and for a moment he hesitated. But then he thought of Lyra and the joy in her eyes. He had to be brave. With determination, he ran toward the exit, clutching the glowing stone tightly. When he emerged from the cave, the crowd erupted in cheers. Lyra rushed forward, her face beaming with pride. "You did it, Alex. You faced your fears." Holding up the glowing stone, Alex smiled. He had overcome his challenges, learned the value of teamwork, and faced his fears head-on. The contest had brought him closer to Lyra and her people, and he felt a sense of belonging in this new world. As the sun set, painting the sky with vibrant colors, Alex knew that this was just the beginning of his adventure. With Lyra by his side, he felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. A special moment. After the excitement of the contest, the village square began to quiet down. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with shades of orange and pink. The villagers started to pack away the decorations, but the joy of the day lingered in the air. Alex felt a warmth in his heart, knowing he had not only faced challenges, but had also grown closer to Lyra and her people. As the crowd began to disperse, Lyra pulled Alex aside. "Come on, I want to show you something special," she said, her eyes shining with excitement. Curious, Alex followed her through the village. They walked past colorful stalls that had served food and drinks earlier in the day. The sounds of laughter and celebration echoed in his ears, but he felt a new sense of peace as he walked alongside Lyra. "Where are we going?" he asked, a smile on his face. "You'll see. Just trust me," Lyra replied playfully, glancing back at him. They reached the edge of the village, where trees grew tall and lush. Lyra led him into a small grove filled with glowing flowers. The flowers shimmered softly in the dim light, creating a magical atmosphere. Alex gasped in amazement. "This is beautiful," he exclaimed, stepping closer to the flowers. They glowed in various colors, illuminating the space around them. He had never seen anything like it on Earth. Lyra smiled, pleased with his reaction. "This is a special place for our people. We come here to celebrate important moments. I thought it would be the perfect place to celebrate your victory today." Feeling a rush of gratitude, Alex turned to Lyra. "Thank you for sharing this with me. It means a lot." They found a comfortable spot beneath a large tree, its branches providing shade. Lyra sat down and motioned for Alex to join her. He settled beside her, admiring the glowing flowers. "Today was amazing," Lyra said, her voice soft. "You showed everyone your strength and courage. I'm so proud of you." Alex felt a warmth spread through him at her words. "I couldn't have done it without you. You were my support all along." They shared a moment of silence, the beauty of the grove surrounding them. The sounds of nature filled the air, soft rustles of leaves, gentle whispers of the wind, and distant calls of animals. It felt peaceful and safe. Lyra looked at Alex, her gaze steady. "I've never met anyone like you before. You are different from anyone in my world." Her voice was filled with sincerity. "What do you mean?" Alex asked, intrigued. "You are brave and kind. You don't just think about winning, you care about others." "That's something special," Lyra explained, her cheeks slightly flushed. Alex felt his heart race at her words. "I just try to do my best. I didn't think it would make such a difference." "It does. You've changed how I see things," Lyra said, her eyes sparkling in the dim light. "You showed me what it means to care for others, and it has opened my heart." Feeling a strong connection with Lyra, Alex leaned closer. "I feel the same way about you. You've helped me find my place here." In that moment, their eyes locked, and the world around them seemed to fade away. The atmosphere was charged with a mix of excitement and uncertainty. Lyra's gaze was inviting, and Alex felt a pull toward her. "Can I show you something else?" Lyra asked, her voice soft yet hopeful. "Of course," he replied, curious about what she had in mind. Lyra reached out and took his hand gently, leading him deeper into the grove. They walked a little further until they came to a small pond. The water reflected the colors of the glowing flowers, creating a stunning display of light. It felt like they had entered a dream. "This is our wishing pond," Lyra explained, her voice filled with wonder. "People come here to make wishes, and the water holds the dreams of our people." Alex stared at the water, mesmerized by its beauty. "What should we wish for?" he asked, feeling the magic of the moment. "Let's make a wish together," Lyra suggested, her face brightening. "Close your eyes and think of something important." They stood side by side, hands still connected, and closed their eyes. Alex thought about his journey and how much Lyra meant to him. He wished for their friendship to grow stronger and for their bond to last. After a moment, they opened their eyes, and Lyra smiled widely. "What did you wish for?" she asked, her curiosity evident. "I can't tell you. It's a secret," Alex replied playfully. Lyra laughed, the sound like music in the serene surroundings. "Okay, but I hope your wish comes true." Feeling bold, Alex turned to her. "What about you? What did you wish for?" Lyra hesitated for a moment, then said, "I wished for you to stay here with us, to be part of our world." Her words sent a wave of warmth through Alex. He realized that he wanted the same thing. He wanted to stay close to Lyra, to explore this new life together. It felt right. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, the air filled with a sense of possibility. They stood by the pond, hand in hand, surrounded by the beauty of the grove. In that moment, Alex knew that this was a turning point in their journey, a moment they would always cherish. Trouble arrives. The night air was cool and refreshing as Alex and Lyra stood by the wishing pond, sharing their hopes and dreams. The stars twinkled brightly overhead, and for a moment, everything felt perfect. But soon, the peaceful atmosphere was interrupted by a loud commotion coming from the village. "What is that noise?" Lyra asked, her face suddenly serious. She looked toward the village, where shadows moved quickly. "I don't know, but it doesn't sound good," Alex replied, feeling a knot form in his stomach. They exchanged worried glances before Lyra grabbed Alex's hand. "Let's go see what's happening," she urged. Together, they hurried back to the village, the soft glow of the flowers behind them, fading as they stepped into the darkness. As they approached the village square, they could see a group of villagers gathered in a tight circle. Their voices were raised, filled with fear and confusion. "What is going on?" Lyra asked a villager nearby. "There are intruders. They came from the forest," the villager replied, fear evident in her voice. "They demand something from us." Alex's heart raced. Intruders. This was not what he expected to encounter in this peaceful place. "We need to find out who they are and what they want," he said firmly. Lyra nodded, her expression determined. "Let's go." As they moved closer, Alex could see the intruders. They were tall and menacing, their skin a dark shade of green. Their eyes glowed in the night, and they carried strange weapons that hummed with energy. The villagers were visibly scared, whispering among themselves and glancing nervously at the intruders. One of the intruders stepped forward. He had a scar running down his cheek and a fierce look in his eyes. "We come for the human," he shouted, his voice booming across the square. "He must come with us or face the consequences." Alex felt a chill run down his spine. "Why do they want me?" he whispered to Lyra, panic rising in his chest. "I don't know, but we can't let them take you," Lyra replied urgently, her grip on his hand tightening. The villagers began to murmur, and Alex could see fear in their eyes. They were not warriors, they were farmers, artisans, and families. They had never faced a threat like this before. "Stay behind me," Alex said, feeling the surge of determination. He took a step forward, his heart pounding in his chest. "I'm not going anywhere with you," he shouted at the intruder. The intruder laughed, a harsh sound that echoed in the square. "You think you can stand against us? We are the Draxons, and we take what we want." Lyra's eyes widened in fear. "The Draxons, I've heard stories about them. They conquer worlds and take everything from those they defeat." The lead Draxon stepped closer, his eyes narrowing. "You will come with us, human. You will be our prisoner, and your world will fall." Alex took a deep breath. He remembered his training and the strength he had found in this village. "No, you won't take me or harm anyone here," he declared, his voice steady. Lyra stepped forward beside him, her face full of resolve. "You don't scare us. We will fight for our home and our friends." The Draxon leader sneered, unfazed by their defiance. "You are brave, but foolish. You do not understand the power we hold. Leave now or face the consequences." The villagers began to whisper among themselves, uncertainty clouding their faces. Alex could feel the tension rising in the air. He knew they needed to act quickly. "Lyra, we have to rally the villagers. They need to see we can stand together against them," Alex said urgently. "Right," Lyra agreed, her eyes bright with determination. They turned to the crowd, raising their voices. "Listen, we cannot let fear control us. We can stand together and fight back." Alex called out, trying to inspire courage in their hearts. The villagers looked at each other, doubt in their eyes. But then, an older man stepped forward. "You are right. We cannot let them take our home. We must defend ourselves." With renewed spirit, more villagers began to step forward, finding strength in each other. Lyra felt a surge of hope. "We will stand together," she shouted, rallying their courage. The Draxon leader watched, his expression darkening. "You are making a mistake. We will destroy you," he warned. Alex felt a wave of determination wash over him. "We will not back down. We will protect our home," he shouted, feeling the energy of the villagers behind him. As the Draxons prepared to attack, Alex glanced at Lyra. "We need to come up with a plan," he whispered urgently. "Let's use the terrain to our advantage. We know these woods better than they do," Lyra suggested, her mind racing with ideas. "We can lead them into traps." With their spirits lifted, Alex and Lyra began to organize the villagers, quickly devising a plan to defend their home. They gathered rocks, sticks, and anything they could use as weapons. As they prepared for the confrontation, Alex felt a mix of fear and excitement. He knew they faced a tough battle, but with Lyra by his side and the villagers rallying behind them, he felt a sense of hope. This was their moment to stand together and fight for what they believed in. The Draxons would soon learn that this village was not easy to conquer. Together, they were strong. A bright future. The battle was fierce, but the villagers stood strong against the Draxons. Alex, Lyra, and the other villagers worked together, using their knowledge of the land to outsmart their enemies. They set traps, hid behind trees, and worked as a team, united in their determination to protect their home. As the Draxons charged forward, the villagers sprang their traps. Rocks tumbled down from above, and hidden roots caught the Draxons by surprise. The Draxons were strong, but they were not prepared for the clever tactics of the villagers. Slowly, the tide of the battle began to turn. "Keep pushing," Alex shouted, encouraging his friends. He could see the fear in the eyes of the Draxons as they realized they were not facing easy prey. Lyra fought beside him, her spirit unwavering, and Alex felt proud to stand with her. The fight continued late into the night, but the villagers remained determined. Finally, after what felt like hours, the Draxon leader realized they were losing. "Retreat," he yelled, his voice filled with anger. "We will come back for you." With that, the Draxons turned and fled into the darkness, leaving behind their fallen comrades. The villagers cheered, their voices echoing in the night. They had fought bravely and won. As the adrenaline faded, Alex and Lyra looked around at their friends. "We did it," Lyra exclaimed, her eyes shining with joy. Alex smiled, feeling the warmth in his heart. "Yes, we did. We fought together, and we showed them that we will not be afraid." The villagers gathered in the square, hugging each other and celebrating their victory. They shared stories of bravery and laughter, their spirits lifted. Alex felt a sense of belonging among them, a feeling he had longed for. As dawn approached, the first light of morning spilled over the village. Alex stood with Lyra, watching the sunrise. "This is a new beginning for all of us," he said, feeling hopeful. "We showed the Draxans that we will protect our home, no matter what." Lyra nodded, her face glowing with excitement. "And we learned that we are stronger together. This village is a family now, and we will keep it safe." In the days that followed, the villagers rebuilt what they had lost. They worked together, helping each other and sharing laughter. The village was filled with a sense of unity that Alex had never felt before. Lyra and Alex spent more time together, deepening their bond. They explored the forest, collected herbs, and shared stories of their lives. Lyra taught Alex about her culture, and he shared tales from Earth. They laughed and learned, their friendship blossoming into something beautiful. One evening, as the stars twinkled overhead, Alex and Lyra sat by the wishing pond. "Do you remember when we first met?" Lyra asked, her eyes sparkling. Alex chuckled. "How could I forget? You were so eager to claim me." Lyra smiled playfully. "And you were so confused. But look at us now. We've come so far." "Yes, we have," Alex agreed, feeling grateful for the journey they had shared. "I never imagined I would find a place where I truly belong." Lyra took his hand, her grip warm and reassuring. "You belong here, with me in our village. Together, we can face anything." As the seasons changed, the village thrived. They welcomed new families, creating a vibrant community. Lyra and Alex helped organize festivals, celebrating their victories and their unity. The bond between them grew stronger, and they began to dream of a future together. One day, during a festival celebrating the harvest, Alex stood on a small stage, addressing the villagers. "Thank you all for your strength and courage. We have built something beautiful together. I am proud to be part of this family." The villagers cheered, their voices echoing in the warm air. Lyra stood beside him, her heart swelling with pride. She had never felt so connected to a place or a people. As the festival continued, Alex took Lyra aside. "Can I tell you something important?" he asked, his voice serious. "Of course," Lyra replied, her curiosity piqued. "I want to stay here, with you," Alex confessed, his heart racing. "I want to build a life together in this village." Lyra's eyes widened in surprise and joy. "Really? You mean it?" "Yes, I do," Alex said earnestly. "You have shown me a world I never knew existed. I want to be part of it, part of you." Lyra smiled brightly, her heart racing. "Then let's do it. Together, we can create a beautiful future." With that, they sealed their promise with a warm embrace, feeling the weight of their words. The sun shone brightly above them, a symbol of hope and new beginnings. As they returned to the celebration, Alex and Lyra knew they had found something special. Together, they would face the future, hand in hand, ready for whatever adventures awaited them. The village was more than home. It was a place of love, unity, and endless possibilities. And so, with the dawn of a new day, they stepped forward into a bright future.